Late at night, while everyone else in the world is asleep, a little doll is excited for Halloween. Jessii has been working away making button eye boxes for girls and boys far and wide, so they may see into other worlds as she does. This time she's added some spooky touches to match the season. Witches, skeletons, and bats galore. But that's not all. She's captured some lonely ghost friends and placed them into jars for you to keep company. They glow in the dark to bring some light to your nights. It's her gift to you, only available on jessiivee.com for limited time. What color will your button eyes be this Halloween?
Hey guys, it's Jessii Vee, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the top 10 classic creepypastas that kept us all up at night, that freaked us out, that might still haunt our dreams. These are ones that everyone should know, but to be honest with you, there are 3 on this list I had never heard about before, I had never even covered on my channel, so I'm kind of excited to do that today. These are creepypastas that some stem from like back in 2007, so some of you weren't even born yet, okay? Before we get started though, I know pretty much all of you guys are back at school, and I have something kind of important to let you guys know. Back when I was in elementary school and high school, I was bullied. I just had a hard time in school in general. The girls were really mean to me. I spent a lot of my lunches in the library on really bad days. I even ate my lunch in the bathroom stalls. It was just not easy for me at all. It would surprise a lot of people that in real life, I'm actually a very shy to myself kind of person. It used to be worse back then. I feel like since starting YouTube, I've gotten a little bit better, but I was a really quiet girl. And so making friends was tough. And when I finished school and I started up YouTube, myself, my mom, and a group of women decided to come out with something called the YANA program, which is kind of like an anti-bullying, but also a group where kids can make friends in school. And so our goal is to have these groups in schools all over the world. We already have so many, which makes me so proud and so happy. But if you are watching this right now and you know that there is not a YANA group in your school, please reach out to us. Our email is yana@jessiivee.com. Just reach out and let us know that you would like a group in your school, and we will let you know the next steps. We will help you out. It is honestly so simple to get started, and you will make such a difference. And what is so cool is that we will keep in contact with you throughout the year if you have this group in your school. We'll send you some YANA merch. I will send you a personalized video, and there's even a winning school at the end of the year where I actually do a Zoom call with your class, which is so cool. So if you would like to have a YANA group in your school, please reach out to this email, and we are so excited to get started with you. Every single one of you watching can make a change, and that is so important. Okay, so let's break down the top 10 classic creepypastas. Now obviously I can't like go into detail the full story of each one, but I'm gonna summarize each one and let you know all the important things. And maybe if there's one specific creepypasta you want me to actually make a whole video about and do the whole story, comment it down below. So this first one everyone knows, of course, it is Slender Man. Slender Man is a supernatural creature that originated on the Something Awful forums in 2009, described as unnaturally tall with a featureless white face and long, slender limbs. He has the ability to extend tentacle-like appendages. He is usually seen lurking in the background of forests or abandoned areas. Slender Man is known for stalking, abducting, or manipulating children, often driving his victims into madness before causing their disappearance. When I first heard about Slender Man, it freaked me out so much. I was so scared to walk through any forest. And what scared me more was the old, like, vintage photographs that show Slender Man in the background. Everything about this story just seemed so real, which could also be why there was a crime surrounding him, because kids legit think he's real. And that is just such a terrifying thing to think about. Next we have Jeff the Killer, and I had never heard of this story and I had never covered it on my channel. Jeff was once an ordinary boy, but after being bullied and involved in a violent altercation, his mental state deteriorates. During a fight, his face is burned, leaving him permanently disfigured. Jeff becomes obsessed with his new appearance, carving a smile into his face face and burning off his eyelids so he can never stop staring at his reflection. His catchphrase, "Go to sleep," is the last thing his victims hear before he attacks them in the middle of the night. This is terrifying, and while doing research for this video, looking at the photos of him, excuse me? You're telling me this guy is just out there doing these things and I never saw it? What is kind of funny though is his name, because the name Jeff to me is just not scary. Like, no offense for any Jeffs out there, although you probably don't want your name to be scary. Jeff just seems so normal. Why is his name Jeff? Then we have the Russian sleep experiment, which I have heard of many, many years ago, and it gave me nightmares the first time I heard it, especially the photo that goes along with this creepypasta. By the way, I'm sure you know by now, but these images in this video, they're disturbing, so just keep an eye out for that. Set in the 1940s, this story involves Soviet researchers who trap political prisoners in a sealed room, exposing them to experimental gas that prevents them from sleeping. At first, the subjects appear calm, but as days pass, their behavior becomes increasingly erratic and violent. They start attacking their own selves, tearing off their flesh and displaying terrifying levels of strength. And when researchers try to intervene, the subjects reveal they have become something beyond human, addicted to the gas and resistant to life without it. And the story ends with a chilling revelation, which is sleep may be humanity's only defense against madness. Ugh, anything with experimentation really freaks me out. There's actually real stories from history about people being experimented on, which I could do a video about, but when it comes to like real life stories, that's even worse, and I don't know if you guys want to hear about that. Let me know. Then we have Smile Dog, and I feel like everyone's seen this picture. I have seen this picture, but I've never like heard about the story or what it really means behind this photo. Smile Dog is based on a cursed image, usually of a dog with human-like teeth smiling menacingly. The image is said to cause madness or death to those who view it, and the curse can only be lifted by sending the image to someone else. The main character in the story receives the cursed image and suffers from disturbing nightmares and paranoia. The image spreads like a virus, with people being forced to pass it on or succumb to its effects. Victims often claim that the dog wants to be let in before going insane. Ugh, I hate cursed pictures, okay? And now I feel bad because I showed it to all of you guys. But don't worry, clearly this creepypasta has been out for like over a decade probably. We've all seen it and we're all still here, okay? We're all fine, nothing has happened, so don't freak out. Don't tell your parents on me. Then we have Candle Cove, which is actually one that I have talked about on this channel, and I do find it really interesting. Anything about like old TV shows that disappeared, banned episodes and stuff like that, I love. Told as a series of forum posts, Candle Cove recounts memories of a strange children's show from the 1970s. Viewers remember odd, unsettling puppets and strange plots. As they continue to discuss the show, they realize that its themes were darker than they originally thought, with references to child abduction and eerie chanting. One user recalls that during one episode, the characters screamed for hours while the screen showed only static. The twist comes when someone reveals their mother said there was never a show called Candle Cove, just static on the TV while the kids sat watching entranced. Ugh. I cannot even imagine what these parents thought when they saw their kids just staring at static on a television. Then we have one called Ben Drowned, and I have heard this one, haven't covered it on this channel before, I don't think, but this is about the Legend of Zelda having kind of like a haunted aspect to it. In this creepypasta, a young man acquires a used copy of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask for the Nintendo 64. After booting up the game, he notices strange behavior. The game appears to be haunted by the spirit of a boy named Ben. The NPCs start calling the player Ben, and the game glitches in ways that seem too specific to be random. Ben begins to torment the player, appearing as a distorted, creepy version of the game's characters. As the player delves deeper, the haunting intensifies, with Ben communicating through cryptic messages and manipulating the game in terrifying ways. I have never played played Legend of Zelda, but I'm sure experiencing this would be terrifying. I think back, I would say when I was in college, maybe 2013, there was like a trend where people were asking, was it like ChatGPT? It was some like online AI chat thing, if they knew why Ben drowned or something. And I did that and it was terrifying because the online AI was like talking to me about it. I vaguely remember, but it happened. Then we have the Rake, which I have done a video about, and these images are also really terrifying. The Rake is a pale humanoid creature with long, sharp claws and large black eyes. It has been sighted by various people, typically at night, watching them while they sleep. Survivors of its attacks describe it as sitting at the foot of their bed before viciously attacking them. The Rake is known to cause psychological damage as much as physical, often driving its victims to madness. The story is told through accounts of multiple victims, with one woman recalling how it slaughtered her family and left her with permanent emotional scars. Yeah, I don't want to see this at the foot of my bed, waking up in the middle of the night. That would haunt me forever. Then we have Abandoned by Disney. I have never talked about this one or heard about this one, so here we go. This creepypasta revolves around an urban explorer who investigates an abandoned Disney resort known as Mowgli's Palace, supposedly located on a tropical island. As the protagonist delves deeper into the decaying theme park, they encounter strange phenomena such as disturbing graffiti and eerie remnants of the resort. The most horrifying discovery is a mascot room filled with dismembered costumes. The story's climax involves the protagonist witnessing a blood-soaked costume character remove its own head, revealing a terrifying, unnatural creature underneath. The creature speaks before the protagonist escapes, but the encounter leaves him haunted. Yeah, abandoned Disney parks are scary. I have done videos on the different parks from real life, but yeah, would not want to stumble upon something like this. Then we have Laughing Jack. I have never heard of this, I have never talked about this one, but I do know that this one is popular as well. Laughing Jack starts as an imaginary friend to a lonely child, but gradually becomes sinister. Initially colorful and cheerful, Jack's appearance shifts to black and white as his character becomes darker. He is described as a tall clown with a wide grin and long arms. In one story, he befriends a young boy only to later brutally unalive him while the parents are unaware of the imaginary figure's presence. So yeah, I can kind of see why I probably didn't know about this or cover this on my channel, because this is pretty brutal. And lastly, we have Squidward's unaliving. These are words I really try not to say onto YouTube. I have heard about this. I don't think I've talked about it on my channel, but I do know it's supposed to be about like a banned or lost episode of SpongeBob. In this lost episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, Squidward is depicted in a deeply disturbing state of depression. And as the episode progresses, it becomes more unsettling with hyper-realistic visuals of bloodshot eyes and violent, distressing imagery. Squidward eventually ends the episode by unaliving himself. The creators in the story claim they were never able to explain how or why this episode existed. I'm hoping this wasn't actually real, because imagine this airing to so many kids around the world. I'm hoping this really is just a creepypasta, but there are real life banned episodes. I have done so many videos on my channel if you want to go check it out, and they're terrifying and they were real and actually broadcasted. So anyways, if there is a creepypasta I mentioned today that you want me to do a whole video about and not just a summary, comment it down below, although I'm scared what you guys might pick, okay? Because these really freak me out. And if you like me doing top 10 style videos, maybe I could start doing that, make a whole series. Give this video a thumbs up and let me know if you would like that. And don't forget, if you would like to start a YANA group at your school, please email yana@jessiivee.com. And if you would like to win this backdrop, head over to my vlog channel. It's called Vee Vlogs, and comment the spider emoji on our recent video. We went to find the creepiest toy in Toys R Us, and it's awesome. I have linked it down below. But I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!